So a few months ago, a company called ITS sent me this DeWalt nail gun, the DCN680, to try out and do a little review video on it. Now, I get a lot of stuff from ITS. They're a fantastic company, mail order, all your power tool needs, everything. You always get great deals on as well, so go check them out. But yeah, I've been using this for a few months now. I didn't want to take it straight out the box and start reviewing it straight away. I've put it through its paces, and if you excuse the pun, I've hammered it. Or I haven't hammered it, because you don't need a hammer with a nail gun. But anyway, yeah, I've used it loads. Skating boards, fixing mouldings, loads of stuff around the workshop. So I have put it through its paces and I know what it can do. So previous to that, for the past 20 odd years, I've had this nail gun from Axminster, and it's served me brilliant. 20 years, it's still going strong. Never ever had an issue with it. But it needs an airline and a compressor. So if you're in a workshop, it's great. I've got the big compressor set up all the time, so just throw it into the airline, away I go. Great. But when I go to someone's house, on site, whatever, I've got to carry around with me this heavy, noisy compressor, which isn't ideal in someone's house because it's very loud and it's heavy. Getting in and out the van all the time, bit of a pain, but I've put up with it for 20 years. But now I've got this. So as I said, I've been using it for a couple of months now and it's been fantastic. I should have invested in one years ago. You know, rather than carrying the compressor and the gun, whatever, that's all there is, and it runs off the 18-volt batteries, or 20 volt if you're in America. So I've got the rest of the kit anyway, so I had the batteries anyway. So it's fantastic. So the good thing about that was it could take the 15mm pins, or the Brad Nail's 18 gauge. So it goes from 15mm all the way up to 50mm. But so does that. It ranges from the 15 to the 50 and all in between, as long as they're 18 gauge, which is what I've always used anyway. I didn't want to go to the 16 gauge or anything like that. So the features of it, it's got a rubber no mark tip, and if you look on the other side, it's got a couple of spares. You can adjust the depth for what you want to sink your nails in. It's got a light on it. As I said, it's the 18 volt, so even with the small batteries, works perfectly. This is only a 2AH battery, works great. It's got a lock and unlock button on it, and it's got, if you can see that, a single fire or a rapid fire. I don't know how well you can make that out on camera. There you go. So to load it, simple enough. Press the button and it's spring loaded. So I'll take the smaller pins out and put the big 50mm ones in. Because if you're going to test something out, don't test it out with something small, test it out with something meaty. You know, if it can fire in a 50mm pin, it can fire in a 15mm pin. So let's test it to see what it'll fire a 50mm pin through. I'll start off with a bit of softwood. As you can see, I've been shooting a few through already. This is just standard Carcassonne timber, gang two together. Each one of them is 38mm thick. The nail should hold these together. As I said before, it's got the two lights on it. So that fired in very cleanly and it's holding together perfect. See that? Just sitting a mil or two below the surface. Where have I got that set on? So if I twist the wheel, that should be on the lowest setting, so the nail might not go all the way through. Let's see what happens. Okay, so that's left it sticking up about 4mm, 5mm. So okay, 50mm pin, you need it on the highest setting. So twist the button. Okay, let's do that again. Lovely job. Right, let's try something a bit harder. So I've got these offcuts of MDF, 3 of them. Let's see if it goes through them. So it's gone through fine below the surface, and it's stuck them all together. Right, now let's try something that's a bit harder. So I've got a solid block of oak, which is kiln dried, so very hard, and an offcut of oak as well. So let's see what happens here. Okay, so it's fired in, it's held them together. It is sticking out ever so slightly, about 2 maybe 3mm. That's a little bit disappointing. A swift tap gets rid of that. So okay, underperformed a little bit on the solid oak, but it was a 2-inch pin going through, and it is only a 2Ah battery, but it is fully charged. A little bit disappointed there. I thought it would have gone all the way in. But how often do you need to put a 2-inch pin or a 50mm pin through solid oak? Not very often. So for everything else, it's brilliant. I wish I had one years ago. So in the time that I've been using it, it hasn't clogged up on me. I haven't had a jam or anything. But if it does, so obviously take the battery out, make it nice and safe. Take the nails out, and then this clip at the front simply unlocks. So very simple, very easy to clear a blockage or a jam. So to unblock a jam, there's no tools required. Excellent. So what do I think of the DeWalt DCN680 18-gauge Brad Nailer gun? I think it's brilliant. If you're installing floors and you need to put beading or skirting boards, it's an ideal tool for you. You know, there's no compressor to take around with you. It's a neat little tool. It doesn't weigh that much. If you're a second fix joiner, carpenter, brilliant. It goes together with the rest of your 18V kit, same batteries. You know, it's even got a nice little hook to go on your belt. If you're working up a ladder, hands free, carry it up, use it, put it back. You've got 2 hands then to put on the ladder. So in conclusion, it's definitely a keeper. Definitely worth the money, and I'll be keeping this one and using it a lot. And I don't have to go out and buy a whole new set of nails. It uses the same nails as my old nail gun, so that's a bonus as well. So if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. Go and check out ITS Tools, great company here in the UK. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.